Okay, so I will try to give you the quickest how-to of how to use the annotation scripts. We're using some software called MPV to play the video, and I'll show you how to get to this. So we have this folder called annotator, and the first thing you're going to need to know how to do is to navigate to this folder using your command line. First, if you're using OS 10, open up a terminal, and I'm going to create a new one, and this is a confusing one. So with the terminal, it automatically takes you to your home folder, and the way that you can figure that out is you type pwd, and that tells you your directory that you are currently in. Cd changes your directory. ls lists everything in the current directory. So these are all the things, the files and folders that are in Francisco. I'm going to find annotator, so I'm going to go to annotator. So I'm going to do cd an, and I can type it in, or I could press tab, and it fills in as much as it can. And if I give it an O, it'll fill in more, so okay. So now I'm an annotator, and I can list everything in there, and we see all these files, and those are the same files that we're seeing here. Okay, to do the basic running, you can look in experiment action lists, and you can do that by just listing everything that's in that file using a command called cat. So you type in cat and put a space, and again, experiment, ex is probably all I need. Maybe I need more, okay. And this should list everything that's in there. And these are commands of how to use it. I'm just going to grab one of them and then show it working, and then I'll come back and explain what it is. So I will use this one. Looks like this should work okay. I'm going to copy that one and then paste it there, and then press enter. And it started it, and it's automatically playing the video. Now if I press the key A, I'm going to press A on the keyboard, and that pauses it, and it says, okay, enter your annotation in. So I'll do something like using slider, using will differential slider, and then I press OK. It doesn't start back up, but I can program it to start back up. If you want, I can program more keys to do different things. By default, MPV will you use a spacebar to start and stop. So if you ran MPV without any scripts or anything, you could load a file into it and just start and stop it with the spacebar. So this is the spacebar, stopping it and starting it. And this will run all the way until it gets to the very end. And then when it gets to the end, it just stops. Okay, so the main script is something called, or the thing that starts everything is annotator.bsh. And you can run that by just doing, typing that in. And I don't know what happened. You're supposed to put in some arguments into it, put in more information into the command, but I'm not sure what happens actually if I don't put anything in it. Okay, it throws an error, and it says, tells you what it is. It's a simple video annotator with output to a CSV file. It must be run with 3 required arguments, and this is how you use it. You, as long as you're in the directory that the script is in, you type that, and then the name, and then a video file name that you're trying to play, the text out file name, so where just a file name of something you want to put the codes into, the annotator ID, and then as an option you can add in the start time that you want the video to start. So if we come back up here, okay, we're going to do gorp, and we saw that that one was a kind of a long one. We're going to do, this is the long directory of where the control panel, the video you just saw, .mov is located. And the codes are located in a folder called codes, and we're going to call this one Gorp. And Charlie's doing it. And let's start. That looked like a pretty long video. Let's start at time 40. Okay. Oh, and it didn't work. Let's take out 40 and see if it works. Okay, I'm not too sure why that didn't work. We'll go back to that here in a little bit. All right, I'm going to put in a code, and I'm going to put, okay, stop it there, and I'm going to do the same thing using will differential slider. Okay, I'll let it go and close that out. Now if I list, I have codes there, and I could do ls codes, and this lists everything in that directory. So we have gorp1 csv, we have some of these tests and other things. That's the one that I just created, I think. I should have showed you this folder before, and gorp wouldn't have been there. And so let's do cat, right? So you learned that one, which cat lists everything in a file or prints it to the screen. And now we're still in the annotator folder, so we're going to have to say codes like that, and then I think, yeah, that fills it in. Okay, so there's only one entry line, and here it tells us the file location. It tells you the seconds. It gives you a Unix timestamp. This is the number of seconds that have passed since, I don't know, 1978. This is the text that I entered in, and this is the annotator's name. And so that's how that works. If I ran that again, I'm going to run it again and add a whole bunch more. We'll stop it there. We'll just do test 1. Play it again and maybe come over here and then put one in there. This is test 2. Play it and kind of again skip ahead a little bit and test 3, and we'll let it finish. And these should be appended to that. So I'm going to go ahead and again cat the gorp file. And here are the 3 lines that I just entered in, and then here's the one that I did on the previous time before. So that's just a very, very simple way that the video analysis works. My next task would be to make it so we can select one of these and then just play it. I'm not too sure why the going to the particular time didn't work. I have to look into that, but it was working before. But it's very nice because if we want to go to moment 32, all we do is we just run one of these scripts, and it can take us right there. We don't have to fast forward or do anything. We can just enter the number in and run it really quickly. I'll send this to you. Now, installing it should be fairly easy. And I need to do the testing because I just did this all on the computer. But as long as you have this folder, this annotator folder, and you can move into it, it should work on your Mac. And I'm going to test that now, and then I will email it to Andy and Haley. So Haley, you can tinker with it and figure out what's going on. Learn these 2 script files that I wrote, and just take a look at it and be aware of it. Andy, try to use it with some video and see if you can get it going. Only spend maybe like 10 minutes doing it. If you can't watch this video and just do it, then stop and don't do anything more. Just note where you get stuck. All right? Okay, well, have a good Saturday.